All right, guys, we are back for another live episode of Muscle Discord every Monday, 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 9 p.m. Eastern. Thanks again for joining. We got Ron Harris from Ron Harris Muscle back on the show. What's up, Ron?
Hey, what's up, guys? Good to be back.
Awesome. We got Phil, the Jamaican Tank Clayhar, back on the show.
What's up, everyone?
On Memorial Day weekend, long weekend, I guess you guys call it over there.
Yeah.
Any plans? Did you do anything today? Just chill, nothing?
No.
Family? No? Okay.
Leg day.
Leg day. Phil, I see you got the Physiques shirt on. Tell us a little bit about that real quick. Just saw the announcement.
Oh man, it's a great company. It's an app. It's a lot of pros on there, some Olympians and stuff like that. Basically, your choice of your favorite pro that you could work with. It could be online, bodybuilding, contest prep, regular person training, or if they're in the area, they can always come and train with any of us in person. So it's a pretty cool thing. I think Victor Martinez,
okay,
Akeem, quite a few people's on there.
Okay, cool. That's good. So you'll be training people through the app and stuff and doing that type of work.
Yeah, and like I said, in person, if they're in the area,
okay,
they get to put in, what area pro is at. If they come to Tampa, whatever the case may be, they can work with me in person.
Okay. I'm using this new feature. If you guys see can you see it on your screen, the little chat on the side there? So it's in beta mode. So it's really tiny though. I don't know if you can even see it. So I'll still share.
I don't know if that's a good idea, Matt.
yeah. I'll turn to it. I just wanted to see what I've never tried it. So it's the first time I'm trying. It's beta. It's really tiny. So I don't know what the user experience is on the other side there, but yeah, I'll turn it off. I don't know if you guys like it or not.
There's mostly great people in our live chats, but every once in a while there's someone throwing F-bombs and N-words, and there's all
that's true.
You're gonna get that. It doesn't matter. Whatever podcast, everybody gets it. So
yeah. William is saying, is Phil in Tampa? Where are you, in Orlando or Tampa?
Tampa.
Okay. Yep. It's like, man, I would love to train with you, Phil. I live in Tampa.
Oh.
William. Cool.
Well,
hit him up on Physiques. Get him up, Physiques. Okay. What is this? Ron, is there any benefit to me competing in Pittsburgh? Who is this?
What do you mean there are no benefits? I'm trying to tell you, stupid asshole. There are benefits. Sorry, Milos, but I couldn't resist.
I was just about to say that.
Yeah.
I've always wanted to do everybody used to do a Joe Weider, and no one does Joe Weider anymore. So maybe we could all start doing Milos. Yes, there are benefits to you competing in Pittsburgh. Absolutely.
I was wondering, okay, what is that? Now I get it. It's a little inside joke there. Okay.
Oh, man.
All right. So let's just jump into first, we'll get through the drama in bodybuilding. We got to, at least here, we got to cover a little bit of that. So let's jump in here real quick and do that. I'm going to do screen share. We'll go, why isn't that working? Yeah, let's see. We'll go here instead. And then I'll just go back to don't know why that page isn't sharing. Okay, so we saw this now. Andrew actually commented on this post. I'm just going to pause it before it plays. And he's like, this is a week-old news or a week-old video. Let's move on. I'm going to be like, Andrew, you just posted it like 14 hours ago. So to us, it's new. We just saw it today. Or basically, this was yesterday.
Did he posted this?
He posted it. This is his video. His YouTube video.
I thought somebody was recording and he didn't know. And
me too.
Yeah.
Me too.
No. Let me zoom in here a little bit. So this is his leg training YouTube video he posted yesterday. So I saw this, and then the other channel saw it, and they started sharing his comments. And I'm like, oh shit, okay, he's back at it again, going at Lenda again. And it's like, okay, so I'm gonna report on it. And then he comments, he's like, no, this is like a week-old video. And I'm like, well, people think it's new, Andrew. When you post on YouTube, when it uploads that day, we kind of think it's new unless you say it. This is like 2-3 weeks old, whatever. So we thought it was new. Anyways, there's he didn't have to share this information on his YouTube. He didn't have to air it and let all this out of him talking about Lenda Murray in maybe a disrespectful manner. We're going to play the clip and let you guys chime in after. So let's just go right to it here.
Yeah, no, it's just a stupid lady who.
What is good type?
Yeah, no. It's not a good half my name, but I told her to shut the fuck up, and she did shut the fuck up. You know,
I swear it looks like a show.
yeah, no, she's crazy.
You know, but they don't understand. Then pushing your name up.
Yeah, it's good for me too because she said things that, you know, she's thinking I won't say anything or whatever. But listen,
Yeah.
if you're doing your thing, do your thing. Why will you have to call me? We have okay. Say top 10 bodybuilders.
Yeah.
Why didn't you call anybody then? Why you call me?
Maybe she likes you.
I don't know. If she like me, she can DM me. Like send me a message. She like me. Okay, then we'll see how we can do. But why you have to call me? And you're calling me based on the amount of the prize money for Arnold.
Yeah.
But third place in Olympia is the same thing. So why didn't you call third place of the Olympia? No, because you're working for the Olympia.
Yeah.
So there you go. He kind of. Let me just stop there. Go back here. He kind of calls out the Olympia or her because she works for the Olympia. And that was kind of talked about when we first talked about it. Like, well, she works for the Olympia. She's calling out the Arnold. They're nitpicking at the Arnold again. First off, let's just go over what he called Lenda. He called her a stupid lady. He called her crazy. And he said he told her to shut the fuck up. Now, is Andrew Jacked disrespecting the Miss Olympia, the legend, Lenda Murray, by talking about her in this type of verbiage? Is, saying those words to her. Usually respect the Olympia champions, men or male or female. But Andrew Jack's like, oh, fuck this stupid lady, blah, blah, blah. Like, doesn't seem to care at all. Based on her coming at him, he thinks he's taking it personal. Maybe it is personal. Who knows? We don't know. What do you guys think? Is he disrespecting Lenda Murray?
All you, Phil.
I don't think he, honestly, this is just my opinion. I don't think he is. Here's the thing, what's he? Is he Nigerian?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, Nigerians, Jamaicans, people from Grenada, that's how we get. Like, if you literally call us out, I mean, I would have did it in a little bit much more different manner, but she called him out and he takes that personal. I mean, I even said that last week on the show. I was like, the big thing to me is why she called him out when there was other people in the show. So he believes he was signaled out. So he's upset. So he's just honestly just speaking his mind because he's obviously still pissed off. But like a lot of us, man, from the islands or whatever the case may be, that's just our demeanor. So I wouldn't take it as disrespect. Some people would. I wouldn't take it as that. My thing is, listen, you're going to call people out. Be ready for the backlash you're going to get from that person. Just like when I was dealing with Bob Ciccarello. I mean, it's the same type of thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah. This guy, Nigerians don't give a fuck. And that's true, I guess. I mean, we see it there, right? Ron, what's your thoughts on him calling out? Well, why didn't you talk about the Olympia? Because she works for the Olympia. Like,
yeah, did we mention that last week too? Briefly?
Yeah.
I mean, I believe third place at the Olympia, which was it Derek last year? Yeah, right.
Yeah.
I mean, I think he got the same amount of money. It was 100, 120, 150, somewhere in that neighborhood.
Yeah.
So he made a good point. I don't think she singled him out, but I do think she went after the Arnold as an example of unfair disparities in prize money because she does work for Jake Wood. She gets a check, I don't know, every week or every other week. She works for the Olympia, put it that way. I can understand him being upset. At the same time, man, I'm old enough. I remember Lenda when she was an amateur. I mean, John Perillo trainer. I've nothing but love and respect for Lenda Murray. So to hear this is like, and I like Andrew too. He's a good dude. I hate being caught in the middle. Like, oh no, now we have to take a side. Like, oh, Team Andrew or Team Lenda. I'm not gonna ever say anything against Lenda. She's a sweetheart. She's a legend. She's an ambassador. But Andrew, I can totally understand Andrew's anger at being. It seemed like he was singled out, and like, why does Andrew Jack get all this money? And 18 women didn't get as much, got just barely a little more money than this one man got. So she was using him as an example, and unfortunately, he's not going to. Of course, he's not going to appreciate that.
Yeah, and we're not taking. I'm not taking anyone's side here. I'm just kind of reporting on it, and it is what it is. Was Andrew a little harsh? I'd say a little bit. Maybe like at the end of the day, you're a professional. That's why you work hard to get your IFBB Pro card, right? So just like in NBA or anything in football, you'll get sanctioned, you'll get fined if you do some shit out of line. As a professional, you don't just get free reign because that's an elite level, and you're in that club now. So with Andrew talking about his not superiors, but like she's a Miss Olympia champion, so you got to have a little bit of respect, regardless if she did step out of line, which I think she did, calling out Andrew specifically and using that as an example. Was probably stupid. I'm going to say it was stupid for her to do that. Should have had her. She's Miss Olympus. She should have some professionalism and not do that. Not get picky on who you're picking. Just say, just the guys in the top 5 get more money than all the girls combined. Blah blah blah. Just say that. Don't even say the Arnold or the Olympia. Just say whatever. And she didn't do that. She went right at the Arnold, right, and picked out a person. So that's to be expected, Linda. You kind of messed up. So I think they're both at fault here. Andrew has a right to defend himself, but the way he did it, maybe a little stepped over the line a little bit. I made a poll. Phil rightfully commented and be like, dude, it's not going to matter if it's not going to hurt him at the Olympia. I don't think it's going to hurt him at the Olympia. I just like to throw those polls up. But you
do you think, Matt? Do you think he left that part in his video? Because obviously Andrew doesn't. I seriously doubt he edits his own videos.
So that part was in it, and there's another part. I should probably try and find it where he continues to talk about it. It says,
I wouldn't have read that in the video. I would have said, just let it go. Just why would you want to keep this going? It's not a good look for anybody. Yeah,
like people are saying the editor of this video should have just left that out, but they left it in. And then Andrew was like talking directly to the camera and saying, "Yeah, Linda, blah blah. Fish, I got bigger fish to fry," and talking about her and stuff like that. So he did continue to talk about her. So he knew what was going on when he made that effort to put it in his video. So I don't know. Do I think it's going to hurt Andrew at the Olympia? No, but you just never know. Like, just think about it. Like, that's the Olympia. Okay. And you got Linda Murray, close to Jake Wood, right? The judges see this in the back of their mind. They're like, if it's close, Andrew's on the border of 4th or 5th. And they're like, who do I give it to?
Nah.
Do you think they ever like?
No. I mean, 10 years ago, 20 years ago, oh yeah. I mean, people could have placed lower for staring too long at a judge's girlfriend or something back in the old days, but we're not in that era anymore.
Yeah, I agree with that. I know Big Steve, he'll be head judge at the Olympia. I don't think he's going to even remember that this happened in October, so it'll be fine. But anyways, I want to talk about that. So let's jump into the California Pro, do a quick recap of that. Then we'll talk about the Legion coming up here. Let me just go back, share my screen for you guys. Go to the I'll just go back to this screen. Sorry. Okay. And we're going to go to Cali Pro. Where's that bodybuilders?
Did you see it was a free live stream too?
Is there?
That was a free one. It was from Integra Medical, the Brazilian company. They had it on their channel the whole time.
Oh, I thought that was okay.
I was like, what are these people doing? They're pirating the pay-per-view. But I found out from Miguel Chain down in Brazil, they bought the rights to it, to the pay-per-view.
Okay.
And that's big. Put it on their channel and just plastered their ads everywhere.
Yeah, it's a big channel. It's got like 1 million. Is it Brazil? Yeah, it's in Brazil. Brazil.
A couple million subs. Yeah.
It's crazy. So yeah, this show, I mean, Regan Grimes was the front runner going into it. I had in my top 3, I had Regan and Bruno coming in second, Sasan in third. I got that wrong. Bruno came in 4th. Sasan came in second, and Leandro came in 3rd. Florian in 5th.
Yeah.
So good show. What did you guys think of how Regan looked in this competition?
I think he looked better than last week. Last week he looked great for the first 2-3 minutes, but this here he were able to keep his composure, like his body, stayed intact. So I think he looked pretty good. I think he could be better, but he looked pretty good.
Yeah, I think he can be harder, drier. He's still kind of holding a little bit of water, but he looks to be improving. And then now I've heard that he's going to go do the Toronto Pro, June 10th or whatever that is, weekend. So good on Regan Grimes for continuing to compete and refine and learn how to peak his body better. I think that's good. He's been away from the game for a little bit. So I think he needs to learn his body, not just get the qualification and be like, oh, okay, I'm done. I've proved myself. I'm going to go to the Olympia. No, keep battling these guys that are also trying to battle for the Olympia and get their ticket and beat them, right? And learn from those shows. So you come in that much better for the Olympia. So I think he looked good. Ron, what's your assessment on how he looked? You watched the live stream too. So
I did a video with the high res images because these streams, nobody ever looks really shredded on the live stream.
Yeah.
Gilko doing it and a black backdrop like Detroit. Condition was really good. Sasan had much better condition. He had much better color. Unfortunately, he doesn't have that structure and the shape with those super wide clavicles like Regan. Doesn't have a back quite like Regan. I feel so bad for Sasan. That's 3 second places this season. And there's no point system. So he's still no closer to an Olympia qualification. But I could see he's a little more narrow across shoulders. He doesn't have that clavicle width that Regan has. He's super dense. Regan's he's got a bigger upper body. Sass has better quads. Regan really needs to bring those quads up. I mean, I saw a video, I think it was Max Marks, what's his name? Max Marks muscle.
Yeah.
Regan in 2023 and 2025, and you couldn't really see much of a difference.
True. His legs need to come up. He said he has some knee issues, so that might have been hindering him a little bit with his training. But he's got the structure. I think he's 31. So again, super young, plenty of years to put on some muscle into his quads. I think eventually you could probably see Regan get into like the 6th or 7th place at the Olympia.
What was he before? Like 9th?
9th or 10th or something.
Yeah. So dude, if he brings up his quads, brings up his biceps a little bit too, figure his freaking tan. That was enough. Yeah. So they said his wife did the tan this time. Why didn't they test out a product like Thursday or something to see if it would just stick to his skin and stay dark? Because his color was the worst in the top 5. Everybody had nice brown, rich tan except for Regan. And that's like a rookie mistake.
Yeah. Look at that.
It's like orange.
It's like he's not tanning. That's what I think Dave Palumbo made a big rant about. These guys don't tan anymore. And so they're pure white. Casper the Ghost white, and then they get the tan on, and it doesn't sit into the skin good. There's no base tan, and so they look like this. Same with what's his face, Martin, pasty white, and it doesn't work. So, people don't want to tan because of skin cancer or whatever. They want to be in the sun, and that, right? I get it. So it's just the new age way of doing things. But Nick Walker's tan looks perfect. Derek's looks perfect. They probably don't tan. So it's something going on with, and there's other people in the show with the same tanner that look better. So I don't know. It's weird. Phil, what's your thoughts on the tan thing? Like you do this show. I know. I mean, obviously you don't to worry too much about a tan, but it still doesn't matter.
I tan, believe it or not. The last 3 weeks. But I use a tanning bed. I have a stand-up tanning bed at the gym.
Okay.
I started that, man, when I worked with Tim. When I was in New Jersey, I didn't know nothing about that. When I was with Tim the last 3 weeks told me go in a tanning bed for about 6-8 minutes. It does make a big difference, regardless if I'm I'm not really dark skin, I'm more lighter, I would say mocha type color. But when I tan, it also makes you a little bit tighter. People don't know that. By sitting in a tanning bed, it does help pull that skin a little bit tighter. And then it's not that much work when you go into the tanning room. When I tan, if it's Pro Tan or I forgot the other tanning company, they know me and they know my body, so they know certain tans to use on me. So I normally see a lot of the top level pros. It's the same thing. So I don't know the deal with who was the tanning company there, but Regan really needs to tan before, at least At least 2 weeks. You're not going to get skin cancer in a tanning bed for about 6 minutes 3 times out of the week. You can't do it every day, but 3 times out of the week, you can get pretty dark within 3 weeks. So you're looking at 9 sessions of tanning. It'll make a big difference once they put on the because they put on like a pre-coat, and you got to come back and they put a final coat on. So I think if he tans, it'll make a big difference if he starts tanning a little bit.
That's great advice. I didn't know that. And like, yeah, you're right. He doesn't have to do it like for the entire prep. We just do it a couple weeks, 3 weeks before, 15 minutes on the front, 15 minutes or it's a tanning bed, so it does it a whole body at the same time. But still,
if you did a stand up, it does front and back.
Yeah. So it doesn't take long. You're at the gym anyways, just get it done, and you're gonna look that much better. It's gonna make his physique look better. The darker you are and the more even it's throughout the skin and everything, it's just gonna look better, man. So dude, just hit the tan.
He lives in Las Vegas. I mean, I don't know if he has a house or a condo or what, but I'm sure he can lay out totally. A couple times a week for the last few weeks.
Yep, totally easy. The sun is just baking hot in Vegas, man. It's a desert.
It's hot out there.
Yeah, so you're perfect. So hopefully he can work on that. Bruno, he looked good too. Disappointed because I had him in second, but let me down. I don't know. What do you think about Bruno? Maybe the conditioning wasn't quite where it needed to be.
Yeah, he wasn't as sharp as he was last year when he competed.
Yeah,
he was a little off. I was shocked because I was putting him in, third place too.
Yeah,
possibly battling for second, but I was very shocked. Yeah, he's not as crisp. I mean, when he did Legion Sports and even the show before that, he was really tight and peeled. Even his glutes was peeled. So,
yeah. Ron, what was your assessment on Bruno? Did fourth place deservingly? So,
I mean, I saw that him and Leandro were tied at the finals. Or they didn't need to do a crazy tiebreaker round, but Victor Bruno was ahead during the judging, I think, and then they were tied at night, but Leandro ended up beating him. With him, I think it's just another structural thing. You see when he hits his most musculars, how narrow his shoulders are compared to these other guys. Structure, we're finding out. Look, if you have a great structure, you can sort of be a couple percentages off in other factors and still win. I mean, Andrew jacked size and structure and shape over Sasan a few weeks back in FIBO. He was nowhere near Sasan's condition, just like Regan wasn't really near Sasan's condition this time. But Vic, this guy's got a ton of muscle. He's thick. He needs. This is somebody because structurally he's not as gifted as others. He needs to be just peeled and dry and braided, or else. Yeah,
agreed. He has got a good structure. I think it's improving. Maybe the hamstring, there's a little bit of a gap in between the hammies there. He needs to kind of work on the thickness of the hamstring, but a little bit more quad sweep.
Is he still with Milos? That's the question. No. He was with Milos last year, so I don't know if he's still with Milos.
No, he's coached with Ricardo Correa.
Oh.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, because, when he was he was sharp last year, man, really sharp.
Yeah, that's true. Was he with Milos? Yeah, okay. Yeah.
I thought he was with Milos, obviously.
Yeah. Or was it with, or was it with Aceto? I can't remember. But yeah, he looked better, in my opinion, I guess, Phil, too. Yeah, the tighter last year, more crisp. So, and then Leandro, he did well at the Pittsburgh. Wasn't he top 6?
Yeah, he was 6th.
So, yeah, man, this guy, is he from Brazil, Leandro? Yep. Brazil. Yeah, Brazil. Yep. So, yeah, thick, very thick in the chest, shoulders, good side quad, good side chest pose, big traps. It's very dense and thick. So that's helping him place in these shows. Takes out Bruno, comes in third. Let's see the back. Yeah, it's actually pretty good back double bicep. What are your thoughts on Leandro? Is this kind of his peak here? Can he move up to a second or maybe win a pro show in the future?
Yeah, I think he could possibly win a pro show. It all depends who's in the show. You know what I mean? It's all picking the right show and hoping for the best. But he looks very good. I didn't hear of him until this past weekend that passed, but he looked really good, really, really good. Solid.
Yeah, Ron, what's your thoughts on Leandro?
I was trying to nitpick him in my analysis. The only thing I could really find fault with, maybe a little more lower lat development, a little more triceps in the front double bicep. The biceps are very overwhelming, where they're supposed to be more equal to the tris are technically supposed to be twice the size of your biceps. A little more tris, a little more lower lats, but he looks really good to me. He should pick. There are open shows in Brazil. There's not that many, but there's rarely many people from outside of Brazil in those shows. So he should hop in one of those if he wants to. I think it was last year they had one like right after the Olympia. Can't remember who qualified.
You see when he's doing the difference for his lats, right? I see what Ron's talking about. When he's doing his front double bicep and his back double bicep, his hands is way up here. The higher your hand go, the lat looks narrow. So when you come down to the ear and peel the arm back and do a semi-pec, it makes a big difference. You don't have to have the greatest lats. It's all about illusion. So his hands is up so high. Watch when he does it. Look how high his hands is. So it stretches the lats. He drops that hand down, torque back, and pull the elbow forward. His lats will come out more.
Yeah.
His hands is up way too high. And that's what I was noticing when Steve was helping out
Crizo.
Yes. And Steve was telling the same thing. His hand was high. He said, bring it down, torque back. It's going to feel uncomfortable, and just do a pec deck. And it made a big difference.
Okay. Yeah, I can see his tricep, like you said, Ron, a little shallow maybe there. His quads look good from the front.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I never had Victor Bruno ahead of him. I had him third the whole time.
Yeah. No, yeah, he's rightfully for third for sure.
Yeah.
And then what's the other guy named? Florian. Where is he? Is there any stuff of him? Didn't see. Florian. Maybe we can get some. There he is.
Yeah.
I mean, what do you think, Ron? You watched the whole show there. So Florian, what does he need to work on?
Not too much. He's got really good shape. He's a former classic pro. I think he might have been bounced back and forth a couple times between open and classic. So he must be pretty close to the limit regardless to be able to do that. I was pretty impressed by him. He's a young dude. I know he's still in his 20s.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, not really much to find fault with. Just up against some tough competition.
See the back double bicep.
Condition looks pretty. If you can see the glute striations in the video, they were much better in real life and even in the high res images.
Yeah, you can see him there in the purple.
Yeah,
pretty good. He looks maybe shorter.
All right. Well, right there, I can see the back needs to be thicker. That's what. What's drawing my attention now.
Yeah. Phil, what's your assessment on the floor? 5th place.
The guy in the purple?
Yeah. See the slat spread. Yeah, needs more back.
Yeah, he's got to develop his back a little bit more.
You can see right there, Lexi Leandro. This guy's really thick.
I like his color though. His color's real nice.
Yeah.
And see, he's hunching over a little bit. Probably if he straightens up a little bit more with a side tricep.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Like if just small little tweaks in posing will make you look 10 times better compared to if you're off in posing. You know what I mean? And that's what I saw. Like when I did Chicago, you know what I mean? My big problem was my posing was horrible. And I don't know what I was thinking about back then. You know, I think it was last year. Conditioning was good. Everything was good. I was a little flat, but my posing, when I went back and looked at the pictures, you know, posing makes a big difference. I don't care how great you look. If you're posing it off, it will make you drop in placing.
Yeah. Oh, 100%. Look at the improvements Derek Lunsford made with changing some of his poses.
Yeah.
It's crazy. You know, so he didn't add all this muscle. He just kind of changed his poses and it just dramatically improved. Side chest, side tricep, his front double bi, his ab and thigh pose. So posing matters, man. And maybe a lot of the guys don't take it serious, right? You work so hard, you diet, you suffer, and then you can't display your physique. AKA Crizo.
Hey, that's why I was shocked to hear that he's not going to compete in the Olympics. Actually going to take the year off. and try to fix his posing. That's the base, and I think that's a good idea. To really fix, because you could go into the Olympia. Of course, I think this is the best look he's had, from previous shows. But once again, once you get to the Olympia, if your posing ain't good, you're also going to drop. So I think it was a smart move. Hopefully, he does correct his posing for next year Olympia.
Yeah, I don't like the fact that he's taking the year off. I mean, he could have went to the Prague or the Elves Prague or whatever that's called, the ELS show, which is like sponsored by the whatever. Do that show, get you qualify. The only way you're gonna get better is by practicing real time on stage. When you're when you're in the heat, in the lights, you're depleted. That's when you need to be posing. And so to say, I'm gonna take a year off for posing work. You can pose in between the shows. How many weeks for the Olympia? 20 weeks? Or this next, right? He could have come and probably potentially won this show. Potentially. Maybe Regan already beat him at the New York, so I guess it would be kind of tough, but still.
No, Regan beat him. I mean, Chris beat Regan.
It would have been a good idea. There you go.
Yeah, if he would have competed here, but somebody probably got into his ear. Somebody told him, I don't know who it was, but somebody probably told him. He just said, all right, I'm going to take off the year. I don't know.
I'm trying to make a point there.
I think his sponsors sort of dictate what shows he does.
He said that. He's like, yeah, my sponsor told me to come to Pittsburgh and do the Pittsburgh. So he's very open about it, which is cool. He doesn't care. He's like, yeah, my sponsor told me to do it, so I'm doing the Pittsburgh Pro. But yeah, man, like he beat. I forgot he beat Regan. But although Regan improved, Regan was like faded terribly at that show. So who knows? This better Regan, most likely, probably. I think Regan was like in second going in, and then he's faded, and then looked like he did, and came in, I think, fourth or something at the New York. So yeah, who knows? But still, it could have been a battle. Chris could have qualified for the Olympia, and then practice his posing for the next 20 weeks.
I'll tell you what really surprised me is the scorecard that Sasan didn't get any first place votes. It was a perfect score for Regan.
Oh shit! Did I use the wrong screen here? Yeah. Okay. Anyways, yeah, I got the scorecard. So there we go. That's what I'm trying to do.
Yeah. So
okay. Use Avast. Okay, sorry. All right. So Regan, look. Can you say it again?
Yeah.
Sasan?
I said Sasan was perfect second place. He didn't get. Doesn't look like he got one first place vote.
No. 10 and 10, pretty even. No changes. Leandro, pretty big gap between third and second. Bruno, Florian. So, yeah, Patrick Moore once again. What do you think Patrick Moore should do? Should he just seventh place?
I got no more comments for Patrick Moore.
Everybody's saying I had a lot of comments when I was doing the live saying this guy needs to retire, he needs to quit, he needs to hang it up. Well, maybe that's up to him. If he's enjoying all this and he's somehow making money, if he's got sponsors, and who are we to tell him to give it up? I haven't seen him improve in years. I thought he was going to be much higher up the ladder by this point when he came out and got 10th in his, I think he was 10th in the first Olympia. He's only been the Olympia once, if I'm correct.
Okay.
I think he's competing. I think he's what is Legion this weekend?
Yeah.
I think he's competing this weekend.
I'll show. I'm going to show you the list here in a second, guys, for the Legion.
I think he was.
So Crizzle is doing the Prague, but it's after the Olympia. Because I remember.
Yeah, it's going to be for the next year's Olympia.
Yeah. So fine. Okay. I guess that's fine, but still. Maybe he needs a little, he looked good. He did a couple shows, so we'll see how he does next year And that's not a bad strategy. He's going to qualify at the Prague. We'll see, depending on who's in that show. And then he can just sit the rest of the year off and do the Olympia 2026. Okay, so let's jump into the Legion predictions. I'm going to share this screen here. Now, shout out to Muscle Insight, who actually made that comment about Crizzle.
Oh, he is in it.
He's in here. This is good. This is being innovative in bodybuilding, creating this type of a lineup where, let me just kind of zoom in here a little bit so you guys can see how he has the competitors, the coaches for each competitor, and their most recent show. So this is where I'm coming to get my stats, guys. Right. So shout out to Muscle Insight. Go follow him on Instagram. And this is cool, man. So we get to see. So we got obviously Kennedy. He did the New York Pro. I forget what he plays. Oh, there it is. See, no longer have to jog memory. I could see it right here. 6th place at the New York Pro, and that was his pro debut. PD means pro debut. If it's next to the name. Blessing. We're gonna take a look at Blessing. I got a lot to say about that. 2023 was his most recent show. 5th place, Flex Pro. How long it's been for Blessing. Tonio Burton, obviously the Cal, got 1st last year. Don't know who that guy is. Abdullah Al 2024 NPC North Americans 1st. And I love that he shows the coach too. Patrick Moore, obviously, got 10th place at the Cal Pro 2025. Was it 10th? I gotta double check that. No, was it 10th? Patrick Moore, yes, was 10th. Muscle Insight is correct. And Florian's back in this one. Bruno. So this is a good lineup, minus Regan. So let's go take a look at Tonio Burton, and then we'll start making our predictions here. Now, I got Tonio as my front runner into this show. What do you guys think? The Tonio, then you got Bruno, and then we got I left the thing there. Tonio, Bruno, Florian, and what's his face? Blessing.
Blessing. Yeah.
Okay, so out of those 4-ish, probably your front runners, and yeah, where do you got Tonio? Shredded.
There's your winner.
Yeah,
There's your winner.
I think so. He's already in shape. He's already ready.
Yeah.
Phil, has he made any improvements?
I always gotta say my personal opinion.
Yeah.
I don't think taking a year off benefit him at all. That's just my opinion. To me, I think he looked. I mean, I could be wrong. I gotta see him on stage. I think he looked, because I was next to him at the Olympia in 2023. He looked damn good. I don't know if he looks the same as he did in 2023 at the Olympia. What's concerning me is it looks like his legs got a little smaller.
Okay.
Even from the back, look, even though he's shredded, look how that's the issue. He may run into some problem. Listen, you could be the best conditioned guy in the show. What gives him? He has good structure. But when you're going up against a taller competitor that has damn good structure too, you could be the best conditioned. It's going to come down to size, symmetry, flow, and the structure. So I'm not going to say he's a shoo-in to win the Legion, but I would say it's a high probability he will win. I'm not going to say he's a shoo-in because, I don't even know. I saw some pictures of Blessing, but Blessing just got a killer structure too. So and he don't have the biggest legs, but if you put both of them together, I'm saying it's going to be a structure battle. And I just don't see it. I think he was so much better in 2023. I would have never took that year off. I wouldn't have done it.
Well, he had a motorcycle accident.
Yes, that I do know.
Yeah.
And I agree with Phil. I was hard on Tonio. I said, brother, this is the 60th anniversary Olympia, and you're skipping it. Because your coach is like, you need to get him, put more size on, be more competitive. And
I think he would have did damn good at the Olympia if he did. I think he would have did really good. But once again, listen, when we allow sponsors and sometimes sponsors, you got to let that happen. They're paying you, so I can't get caught up with that. But when coaches are picking, I think us as professionals, we could discuss it, but we have to look what's going to be in the best interest of that person, that athlete. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes taking time off can cause an issue where you don't necessarily come back better the following year and your stock could drop. So we're going to see. I want to see how everything turns out in the Legion, how he looks underneath those lights, and how he looks, not flat, just look nice and full. That's what I want to see. And then I could say, if it was a big thing to take off. Right now, I don't think taking off for the year really benefited him. And the size of the legs, that's what's concerning with me. Even from the back, they just look very, very narrow.
Yeah, Ron, you had him on the show, so tell me what's your assessment of Tonio?
Yeah, I don't think he's improved much. I don't see the legs being any smaller than they were personally. I don't see it. Size wise, he's not as big as some of these other guys, but it's kind of like I hate to compare him to anyone, but he reminds me a lot of Dexter. Dexter wasn't the biggest guy, but he killed a lot of people on shape, structure, and condition, and he has enough size. As far as I just saw that comment about the site injecting, when he does his front, that front relax, his shoulders do have like a squared off look to them. So I could see why you could think that. And I don't know. I don't know if there's anything in there or not, but shoulders are just phenomenal. That's what stands out. That silhouette from the front with those shoulders and the lats, little tiny waist, the flaring quads. It's just such a pretty physique.
Yeah, I mean, he looks really hard here, like the dry as well. He kind of has that dexterous kind of look to his skin. The delts, yeah, I mean, I think he's just pumping a lot of gear in there. I don't think he's doing anything extra special for his delts. He's pumping them up with a lot of stuff in there, and there's still some lines in there, but I don't know. Is he putting extra things in? No, I don't think he's putting SEO, so to speak, in there. Yes, they're a little peaky here, but
yeah, that's the concern right there, the pointiness from the side.
Yeah,
when I see that, I'm just like Chris Cormier, man. If I don't see striations going from that front delt to the back, like really lines, then I put stuff on my shoulders, and I will still, when I come with that most, you're still going to see lines going across the shoulders. So
where was that photo that you put? Was that on today that you posted that photo? I'm going to show people what's.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Why isn't it popping up?
And even with that, I mean, I'm not going to shy away from it. I do the rear delts, I do the shoulders, the front delts.
Oh, that was in your story.
But I still have the conditioning to the shoulders. Anytime you see pointed caps, I don't know. I'm not big on pointed caps on the shoulder.
But yeah, if I could zoom in on this, you'd see how shredded Phil's delts are. It's just like the Dexter's delts, those lines in the delts Dexter had.
Yeah,
that's what we're talking about, and we don't necessarily see that.
And when we compare Dexter, you got to remember, Dexter not just had structure. Dexter had everything. He wasn't the biggest guy, but he had that round 3D look. He had great legs. His legs wasn't small. He was very proportioned. So, it's very hard to compare anybody to Dexter. Dexter's look is completely different. It was round, solid, dense. Everything was fluid. When I stood next to him in 2020, 2019, I don't know, it was like an honor just to be backstage with this guy, just to see it in person. Tonio is great. I love him. Great personality, great everything. I think he's gonna still make it to the Olympia. I do believe that's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Where he plays now in the Olympia, that's a different story, because of course we all see now the level has stepped. There's levels to the game, and they have stepped up. But I wish him luck, man. I think he's going to do very well. I believe it's like I said, it's very high probability he will win. It all depends what this guy brings. That's the only thing.
Yeah.
If he comes in not great, then Tony's going to kill him.
I don't think he may be in second. I think Blessy may be like fourth or fifth or sixth or something like that. Yeah, I just don't think he's ready. I don't think he should be jumping in the show. As you can see right here, I just the legs, the skin is thick still.
Yeah, the legs is.
This is like
his lats. I mean, unless he just woke up in the morning and didn't pump up at all and just looks completely flat. But I mean, even his shoulders, it don't look like the Blessing the year before. It don't look the same.
He looks emaciated. He looks like he's over dieted and like he's fast tracked this diet to try and get in shape.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, bro, what happened to your body? Where is the muscle? Like, what happened to it? It's not there. It's not full and bursting. From what he's flat. This is a week out. It's a week out. And he looks very depleted, which is normal for a week out. But it's not, and he's posing his legs real wide because he doesn't have the quad thickness. So that's what guys do. They try to make their legs look bigger. They pose wide in the quads, and it's not working. I'm being really hard on Blessing, but this guy's been sitting around for a while now, and 2023 was his last show. Yes, he had a baby, started a family, so you get to take time off for that you get a pass, I guess. But although Derek had a baby and he still did the Olympia and didn't stop. So, I mean, come on. Who knows? I guess, right? And he's winning the Olympia. So, Blessing, what do you think, Ron? What's your thoughts on where Blessing could place? Top 3, top 4?
If this was today or yesterday, that condition is nowhere near where it needs to be.
It's yesterday.
I'm really worried based on these photos. Unless that's awful lighting and he was waterlogged or something, he should be much tighter than this. Man, I mean, I remember when he first burst it, when he won the Indy Pro, his pro debut. He won New York Pro too as well, right?
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was. I think he was with George Farrell.
Yeah, I liked his look better then, but I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. Sometimes people look a lot better in their updates. Sometimes they look a lot worse in their updates.
Yeah.
I hope he looks a lot better in these updates. Because I want to see him fighting I'd like to see him fighting for a win.
Of course. Yeah, man. He's got such crazy genetic structure. It's just when he's working out, he looks pretty thick. But that's his arms. His arms are always big and whatever. But it's the lower half.
Yeah, and this, like you said, that the skin is still a little thick. I don't know. He always shows it off his back though, so that's his best shot.
Back workouts, everything's back workouts.
Yeah, right there. Even doing the row, you should have seen some separation between the arm, the brachialis, and all that stuff.
Yeah, he's training some legs here.
Okay, strong legs. Okay. A little hint of striation there. Sure.
Yeah.
They probably hit him with a couple diuretics.
Yeah.
Pull some water. I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, that ain't water, though. That's the problem. That's not water.
No, like you said, if you're carrying a body fat, no matter how much diuretics you take, it's not going to bring you in condition.
Matt, if you go to the down to the Instagram page, he's got a front lat spread. You're going to have to go down like a little ways, but it's from like Indy Pro when he won, and it doesn't look like that here. I hope he can pull a freaking rabbit out of his hat and at least recapture that look. What was that, 2020? 21 when he started out? 21, I think it was.
I think I'm freezing a bit. Can you guys hear me? Can you hear me still at least?
Yeah, I can hear
you. Yeah.
Yeah, sorry, it's lagging. I don't know why it's lagging. Let me close some of this shit. Okay. Yeah, I'm trying to find that Indy Pro.
It's way down. It was like a throwback, but he hasn't. Because I was trying to find something good, and I used it for my thumbnail. I already made my thumbnail.
Yeah, he doesn't.
Preview. It was a great shot.
Oh, okay.
It was a stage shot from Indy. Was that New York Day one?
Okay.
Oh, no, that was a Flex Pro Italy right there. He did win New York Pro there, right?
Yeah, he won 2 that year. 2 shows.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he's won pro shows. He can do it. It's just, I think, taking the time off. It's been 2 years. He had a baby. Maybe he wasn't training as serious as he could be. That's a good shot too. So
over a year ago.
Yeah. So he's got the potential. I just think what we're seeing with his, I mean, maybe that's how he's going to look. Maybe, but I don't know if he's going to be in shape though. I don't know if he's going to be tight enough. He needs to be peeled.
He better be peeled.
Okay. Is my face frozen? Can you guys see me?
Your face is frozen, but you sound your audio.
Okay. All right. That's what matters. It's important. Okay. All right. Well, that's Blessing. So, and then we have, let me go back to Trusty Muscle Insight. Get the list here. So Blessing, we got Kennedy. Now Kennedy he did New York. He did got 6th in New York. He's in this show. I think he could fare well against Blessing. You got then Florian and Bruno. So for predictions, let's just do it now, and then we're going to jump into another thing here. I'll go first with predictions. I'm going to have Tonio first, Bruno second, Florian third, Kennedy fourth, Blessing fifth. I just think that the conditioning, he's going to have like soft glutes. He's going to have like that Patrick Moore kind of like, oh man, like what
He went there. No, he didn't just go there. Oh boy.
So that's what I think is going on with.
No, I agree. That's. I mean, I hope he doesn't place worse than 5th, but from what I'm seeing, because the last show he did, he didn't place well. It was really bad.
Like 7th, I think. 8th, 7th or 8th.
Yeah, it was really bad. So I don't see anything different from that show.
Yeah, Blessing got 5th at the Flex Pro.
No, he did.
So I don't know, man. He might be getting 5th or 6th, 1 or 2.
Yeah. So that's my. So Phil's going with the same prediction.
Yeah, I'm
Ron,
going with the same. I'm going with the same.
Okay, Ron, what's your?
Yeah, I mean, I'm torn because I like Blessing, and I really wish he would just even if he could just look exactly the way he did in those first couple seasons when he was winning shows, I'd have him fighting for this title with Tonio. But based on what I'm seeing, I don't have him in the running to. I see Tonio running away with the show.
Okay.
I think Bruno will be second, Florian third. Blessing, I don't know if he's in shape, he could be 4th. If he's in great shape, he could do higher than that, but I'm really not confident. So I'd put him 4th and probably this Padilla guy 5th.
Okay.
Oh, I forgot about Kennedy. I'm sorry.
Yeah, Kennedy, man. Kennedy.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Let's put him. I'd put him somewhere in the top 5, 4th or 5th.
Okay.
My back. What did he say? My back.
That's his name. My back is broken, spinal. And he's got Mike Israetel in his avatar.
That's what Mike Tyson said when he got done one of his. That's what Mike Tyson said in one of his fights when he got done. He said, "I broke my back," and he said, "Mike Tyson, where you break?" I think it's spinal. I think that's where that comment's from.
Okay. All right. Okay. I'm still frozen, but you can hear me. All right. Let's go finish off. I did this, and then we're going to finish off with Phil's update because he's on weekly, so we're always going to get an update from Phil. I did this video today about Hadi and Nick Walker, now that Nick's qualified for the Olympia. And I want to get your take on it and see if they match my breakdown. I got my list here too. Who wins each pose here? So first off, this isn't a mandatory pose, but the front relax. Who wins the front relax?
Hadi.
Okay, Ron?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I had.
Yeah.
Front double bicep.
Hadi.
Yeah.
Hadi.
Yeah. Agreed. Hadi. So I gave that to Hadi as well. It just looks ridiculous in that pose. Front last spread.
Oof. It's close. This is tough. I will probably give this one to Nick.
Oh, I'm reverse of you. In my video, I was like, we don't need to talk about this pose.
I mean, Hadi looks good. If you're looking at the midsection being tight as well as the lat spread, yes, and how he sucks it in. But I'm just looking at the overall, just the size. Nick's lats look a little bit thicker from the view I'm seeing. I can see his lats more than I can see Hadi's. Condition-wise, you just can't compete with Hadi. I mean, we're not going to even go there. But that shot, I would give it to Nick.
Yeah.
I give it to Hadi.
Yeah, this Hadi is so tight in this pose. Like the abs are popping.
Yeah, he's ridiculous.
Look at the shoulder difference. Nick is like leaning back a little bit, and Hadi's straight up and down. He's popping his shoulders out and forward so they're get the full width of the delts, where Nick is not doing that.
Yeah, it's just more XY frame on this. And then the conditioning. He's just destroying Nick in the conditioning.
Yeah, the conditioning, I mean, of course, You know, Nick
Hard.
believes. I saw his video. He did. He believes that he can stand toe to toe with Hadi. He believes that him and Hadi has come in with crazy condition, and he believes that Hadi is structurally like him, which I don't agree. But that's what he said in one of the videos he was on. I think it was on Olympia TV. He said that, but he said he'll match up really well against Hadi. That was his opinion.
Yeah. Quick off the cuff question. I agree with this. If Keon actually did the Legion and he was shredded,
He'll win.
he would win.
He'll win.
Like, it's crazy, Keon. Okay, front lat spread. Consensus goes to majority Hadi. Side tricep.
Hadi.
Hadi again.
Yeah, side tricep. Side chest.
I got to go with Nick on that one.
Yeah, I went with Nick on the side chest. He's just,
I'm going to finally give Nick a pose.
yeah. Side chest to Nick. Although Hadi looks good, but this is the size. Back double.
Woo. I got to give that to Nick too.
Yeah. Yeah,
I'm not, you know what I mean? Condition, like I said, condition is always going to be Hadi, but you look at Nick and just the size he put on his legs and his back, it's just ridiculous from the back shot, how you see all his hamstrings. I mean, yeah, that's Nick right there.
Yeah. Yeah, I think we all agree on Nick. Look at those. The hamstrings are ridiculous. I don't know what he did, but
yeah, he improved those things.
Geez. So yeah, back double, big shot goes to Nick.
Yeah.
Lat spread.
Oh man, that's tough because I mean, Hadi looks wider and just looks wider and dense. Nick, it looks like he's, you know what? It's the way Hadi's more upright with his lat spread. It's making it look way bigger. Where I think Nick, his head's down and he's just like a cobra to his lats, and it's making his lats look smaller. But if we're looking from top to bottom, of course, in the leg area, Nick got it. But I think Hadi, I will give it to Hadi for this shot here.
Ron, what do you?
Yeah, absolutely. Look at the thickness in the mid back. Look at his lumbars on Hadi. How thick they are right there at the bottom. Nick doesn't have any of that.
Yeah. I gave this to Nick. I'm trying to be fair to the Nick fans. I shouldn't, but I still am doing it because his hamstrings are just so ridiculous in this shot. It's far superior than Hadi, and it is a full, complete display you're putting on back here. And Nick has a pretty solid rear lat spread. Is it as wide as Hadi? No. Is it as thick as? No. But everything else makes up for it. So I'll give this one to Nick. But consensus is Phil and Ron, so technically it's going in our little assessment here to Hadi, Abendite.
Ooh, that's Hadi.
Yeah.
His midsection is just insane.
Yeah. And Hadi usually hits it like Nick with both legs side by side, like he did that at the Arnold. But for some reason at the Olympia, he did this pose, and I do not do this again, Hadi. Just do it like Nick is hitting it, where your legs look full and big from the front. And it's a lights out shot for Hadi Choopan. The obliques, the abs, best abs probably in pro bodybuilding. So easy win for Hadi with the abs pose. Okay, this is the controversial one.
Yeah, this is tough.
I go with Hadi. It's the muscle quality, the density.
Yeah, I don't want to say anything yet until
it's close. Nick looks.
It's very close. But Hadi, I don't know why he looks so wide in the front shoulders. But yeah, I'll give it to Hadi. I give the most muscular Hadi.
Okay, yeah, that's what I said in the video too. I made Hadi. And I know it's controversial because Nick usually has to go-to pose for Nick. But look at Hadi's chest. He looks like a statue. Looks like granite.
Hadi's just a king at posing, man. His posing is just flawless.
Yeah. So I had Hadi winning 6-3 poses. You guys actually gave him one more, which is the rear lat spread, which I didn't give Hadi.
Oh.
So it would have been 7-2 with you guys. So this is what I'm putting in. This is why I made this video, because people are like, "Oh, Nick Walker, he's the best fan. Everyone loves Nick Walker." And then there's Hadi Choopan, who's been sitting silently in the back, in the shadows, and people seem to have forgotten about Hadi Choopan. And when you put him next to Nick, you start to see Nick's flaws and also the conditioning. Everyone's like, well, Nick outconditions everyone. Well, he doesn't outcondition Hadi Choopan. And that's why Nick Walker, when you ask him, who's his biggest threat, it's Hadi Choopan. It's not Derek. It's not Samson. It's not Andrew Jacked. It's this guy right here, Hadi Choopan. So I think Nick's going to be in for a little bit of a rude awakening when he gets next to Hadi. And I think Hadi Choopan, because he's having all this time off, will look ridiculous. There would be no excuse for Hadi not to look his best here. He took, when he did the Arnold 2024, yes, he did the Olympia, and then he did a couple months later and did the Arnold and looked better. But then he started to fade into the UK Arnold, and then obviously at the Olympia, he didn't look. This is what he looks at the Olympia. This is off Hadi, for example. Okay, this isn't, and this is terrible Olympia lighting. So maybe the lighting was like Arnold. He probably looked ridiculous, but the Olympia lighting just kind of made everyone look like shit, to be honest. And so we're gonna. And the more I look at these photos, I'm like, Hadi doesn't look that bad here. Like he's beating Nick 6 or 7 poses here.
Yeah,
So,
no, he wasn't bad. Like the only thing that
No.
he said, he just wasn't sharp as the Arnold. That's all.
Yeah.
And that's the only thing they said. His condition was good, but he just wasn't sharp as the Hadi at the Arnold.
yes.
That's what got him.
And maybe a little bit of leg fullness wasn't there, which is what I think a lot of people are saying. His legs just weren't as full as they were at the Arnold, and that's what made Samson get him in the finals. He was beating Samson in the prejudging by 4 points.
Wow.
Right? So Hadi he's there, man. He's there.
Yeah,
So
he's dangerous.
He's dangerous.
guy.
All right, guys. Well, Phil. So before we wrap it up, how's the prep going? What are we 11 weeks out?
Oh well, prep is sucking right now.
Hey, what's going? Let me
Because he dropped the call. I was expecting it because I know how Blue operates, and his philosophy. He wants to be ready. He wants to be ready 3 weeks out.
Yeah,
3 weeks out. Normally that's not his mentality. Normally about 2 weeks out. But yeah, he dropped the carbs dramatically. So I think we're at 25 cream of rice. Weight 100 grams of rice with the second meal. 100 grams of rice with the third meal. 100 grams of rice for the fourth, and then the fifth is no carbs at all, and the last one's no carbs at all. And then we just rotate. We do egg whites and protein shake, chicken, fish.
Wow.
So yeah, this is gonna be a tough week. The cardio went up to 45, hit for the first 8 minutes. So yeah, he went all in this week. So Saturday when we spoke, he bumped a lot of things up. So I'm just doing what I'm told. And like I said, I want to bring my best, my absolutely best. So the foundation I raised, I'm not gonna say how much money my clients came to, but they stepped up freaking big. I was very, very shocked. I almost was at tears because I know I'm very loved, but to see what everyone, a lot of things they kept saying was, listen, we watched your hard work throughout the years, but it's not even about that. They said, you've never changed. Your personality has been the same since we've known you for over 10 years. You didn't never, ever change. Even when, you went to the Olympia, you won your show, your attitude, the way you talk to people and carry yourself. And this is why we're helping you. So, yeah, man, it's big. It's big. And I'm very honored and very blessed. So I just told them I'm going to train even harder and do my best now. I already had an attitude to win, but it's like, I got all these people on my shoulder now supporting me. You just don't want to let them down as well as not let myself down. So it's good. I know each week it's going to be tougher on the diet, but Blue knows what he's doing. And I'm just going to trust in the process.
Yeah. And I think I'm not saying this is your last year, but I think from a documentation standpoint, if you could make more reels and train with the tank top or something so we can see you training and
yeah, that ain't gonna happen. You sound like Patty because she's been on me to do that, but I mean it's gonna come. It's gonna come. I'm not gonna let you know when it's gonna come, but because the carbs have been dropping, you know what I mean, my training is good, but you know what I mean, when I'm feeling she'll say when you're feeling yourself, you'll see a lot of videos where I'm starting to really feel things are coming together. The tank top will never happen until at least the last 3 weeks before the show.
Okay.
Is when I'll do that.
Yeah.
But like I said, man, it's going well. It's definitely tough. It definitely is tough. And no, God willing, I win the Olympia. Of course, I'm going to come back in 2 more years and defend it. You know what I mean? It's only right.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah, not the tank top, but like, yeah, this far out, no. But I'm like training, hard training. People want to see you training. They like, you've been doing this for so long. You got the experience. People want to see more of that. So let's see more of that out there.
I know Patty's probably cheering, listening to this right now.
Yes,
because she's all about recording.
That's
and she's on me every week, and I'll be like, no, right now. But I'll do it. I'll do it. I'll show some content.
Awesome. Okay, look forward to it. All right, guys. Well, we'll wrap it up there, and we'll be back next week, and we'll do it all over again. We'll do the Legion Sports recap. All right.
All right,
Thanks, guys. Thanks, Rod.
Be safe.
Guys.
Okay, take care. See ya. Peace, guys.